Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And I'm sure almost all NFL fans are well aware of that offsides call in the Chiefs-Bills game this past Sunday, which took away an incredible touchdown. Travis Kelce throwing it backward to Kadarius Toney, who took it to the house, but Kadarius Toney was offside to start the play. Patrick Mahomes got pretty much as angry as we've ever seen him. At the end of the game, Andy Reid wasn't happy as well. Well, Kadarius Toney has now spoken out, and he's clearly taking no accountability for his error. This is via Pro Football Talk's Michael David Smith. Kadarius Toney, ref's job is to warn me they took away one of the greatest plays ever. So yes, that has been what Mahomes and others have said. They're supposed to warn the player if he is lining up offsides, and they're saying that it wasn't done. So this is what Toney had to say. So Toney claimed that it's the referee's job to tell a player if he's lined up illegally. That's not a requirement of the official's job, although officials do sometimes give warnings to players and coaches, whether it was an inch, 2 inches, whatever in front of the ball. The referee got a job to let me know. Toney told reporters in the Chiefs locker room he didn't make no effort. You watch the video, he didn't make no effort to say anything about no alignment, so apparently he wanted to do that regardless. But like I said, we're just going back to the details and just make sure we fine print everything. It also mentions that Toney also said the NFL falsely claimed that a referee warned him about being offside. I haven't heard any referees say that, but referee Carl Sheffer's only comment came to a pool reporter immediately following the game, and Sheffers stood by the call and said the officials are under no obligation to warn players that they're offside. So yes, I've never heard the NFL or the referees mention that they told him he was offsides. Then they came back and lied. They said they gave me a warning, which I never talked to a ref. Toney said he considered the offside call pretty much bogus, and that it took away what should have been one of the highlights of Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce's career. Kelce caught a pass from Patrick Mahomes and then spontaneously lateraled the ball. Toney ran it in for a touchdown that the offside flag wiped out. Unfortunately, they took back the greatest play the greatest tight end that played the game did, Toney said. Just a great play taken back by the greatest tight end. So the offside call pretty much bogus, even though it was obvious to anyone with a pair of working eyes that Kadarius Toney was offsides, and not just by a little bit. Clear as day. Last sentence here, great play by a great tight end, but also a bad play by Toney, who's responsible for knowing whether he's lined up legally, whether the officials warn him or not. Facts. Zero accountability shown by Kadarius Toney. This is Forbes.com, not necessarily a site I go to for sports, but it does mention what Carl Sheffer said after the game. So it says, why didn't the officials give Kansas City a warning during the Chiefs' 2017 loss to the Bills? Referee Carl Sheffer said Toney was so far offside and that it was so egregious that it didn't require a head up. No warnings required, especially if they lined up so far offsides where they're actually blocking our view of the ball. Sheffer said we would give them some sort of a warning if it was anywhere close, but this particular one is beyond a warning. So there you have it. Kadarius Toney again taking zero responsibility for his blatant offsides. I know Patrick Mahomes also mentioned that it's never been called in his career. I did read an article, Mike Sando of The Athletic, excellent writer. He mentioned that it's actually been called 12 times this year. That was the 11th, and later on it was called in the Dallas-Philadelphia game. It's become more something that officials are instructed to call more, because I think it was only called twice all of last season. So yes, it's an infrequent call, but it has been called more frequently. And this one, I'm sorry, it was fairly blatant. Kadarius Toney not taking any blame for it. I don't recall, but I'm not sure how much blame he took for week one, where he was Him and the whole wide receiver group as a whole, not just him, but he had an awful drop that led to an interception by the Lions, week 1 loss. I don't recall, but I'm not sure if he took any accountability for that loss either. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.